What is going on, guys? It's your boy ShadyMikeGaming, and welcome to another Madden 24 modding showcase. This is a video where I take you all through my favorite Madden 24 mods of the week, and this video is going to have a theme to it. I really wanted to highlight some mods that are really going to help us enjoy the off-season more. We know the Chiefs just got that Super Bowl win, so with the NFL season over, it's time for us to put our GM caps on and, try and rebuild all of our favorite teams. So I've got a bunch of heat to share with you all, but before we get into it, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more. We're almost at 34,000 subscribers. I appreciate all the support on the channel. Now, I'm going to set a highlight goal on this one. Let's see if we can do it. I want to see if we can hit 400 likes on this video. That would be insane. I don't even know if I've done that before, but that'd be awesome if we could do something like that. And as always, y'all, the link to the modding Discord to get all these mods is in the description. The link to my tutorial on how to install all these mods are in the description, along with a playlist on all the other mods we've covered, just in case you've missed some from a prior showcase. But other than that, y'all, let's go ahead and get right into the top 5 mods of the week for Madden 24. So the first mod that I'd like to cover is Madden 24 Unlocked by the Madden 24 Unlocked team. A lot of people are involved in this project, so I'll make sure their names are listed above. Now, they have made some significant changes to the mod that I just had to make sure I pointed out in today's video. The number one thing that this mod is known for, of course, is having the pads above the knee mod. That was one of the most highly requested mods of the year, and it's really incredible that they were able to get that done, especially without the availability of mesh editing. Now, despite the way that mod looked and how cool it looked on all of our players, it did come with its issues. With the pants, we saw a lot of clipping and kind of deformed stripes and the Nike logo and things of that nature. But now that the modders have new tools available to them, they went back in and they updated the pants so that they look a whole lot better and they are so much cleaner, and I'm really excited to use this mod. And don't forget that with every single update, they're adding in things like new cleats, new gloves, new accessories, and they're even teasing some very highly requested features like the 3D hanging mouthpieces, and a whole bunch of new helmet models are going to be added to the game shortly as well. I'll definitely cover those once they're released to the public. Speaking of the pads above the knee mod, you may have noticed in my videos that I actually don't myself use the mod. And it's not because I don't like it, but it's important to know that when you install this mod, it doesn't automatically apply to the players. So whatever players that you want to have the pads above the knee, you have to manually go in and change it for them. And because I already had a roster done, I just didn't really have the time to do that. Luckily, thanks to a modder named Dem, he dropped a roster, a full roster that has all of the players wearing the pads above the knee mod. So that way, once you download that, if you use this roster, you don't have to go in and make all of those changes for yourself. I wanted to make sure I included that. It's not really a mod, it's a roster, but I really appreciate the work he put into it because that had to take a while. All right, and for our second mod of the day, not counting our roster that we covered, we're going to take a look at TBR's Fox presentation mod. Now, a lot of you have been seeing this all throughout, my social media and all that good stuff, and had a lot of questions about it. Shout out to TBR. He is killing it this year with the presentation mods. We showcased his CBS presentation. This time he is back with the Fox presentation. And the number one thing that stands out is that awesome accurate scoreboard. It looks incredible. It's got all of the pop-ups and things of that nature for completions and stats and things of that nature. It looks so clean. Really love scoreboard mods for Madden 24. This one comes complete with all the different transitions and animations. I know on the 2K side we call them wipes. I'm not sure if that's what they're called over here, but when you're transitioning from one screen to the next or the end of the quarter, it's got the Fox branding everywhere. So special shout out to TBR. I know a lot of people really like the Fox presentation, and yeah, they're going to be really enjoying this one. All right, and for our third mod of the day, I can't really think of one that's more important to enjoying your off season than Sinthros' Start Today mod. And I gotta be honest with you, I almost feel like this one's going under the radar a little bit in terms of mods that people are reaching out to me and asking about. This is just simply one of the most incredible mods out. So this is where Sinthros takes all of the accurate stats and plugs it into a franchise file so that we can pick up the NFL right after the Super Bowl with all of the accurate statistics and results of this past season. But it doesn't stop there, and now that we've got mesh editing, it looks like Sinthros is kind of going crazy with it. So first and foremost, there's a brand new soundtrack. He redid all the music in the game, so that's a really cool part of this mod. That's super cool. I don't think I can play that due to copyright, but there's gonna have a new playlist. They've got new faces, new meshes for the new head coaches, and that's Dan Quinn and Gerard Mayo, and I think that they both look really great, and that's really cool. There's a new splash screen featuring the Kansas City Chiefs because they have won the title. I know if some of you Niners or maybe Bills or something fans might be a little bit frustrated about that, but that's really cool as well. He's updated all the coach portraits and things of that nature that are up to date, and one of the cool things is just a small detail, but it means so much, is he's even updated the playbook names so that they are accurate to whose offense and whose defense it actually is. On that note, all of the head coaches, the firings and hirings, they're all there. The ratings for players have been updated since, to the end of the season with EA's update. And it even includes an accurate 2024 draft class, which is really nice. Sinthros also went in and updated any player injuries that needed to be updated or changed or added. And one of my favorite things that I really like that he did was he even went in and updated, like if a team, for example, is switching schemes. So the one that he noted, for example, now the Green Bay Packers will be playing a 4-3 scheme. So he went in and updated that as well, so you can really go crazy with some of these franchises this off season. So special shout out to Sinthros for setting us up with an awesome situation with this mod. And guys, for our fourth mod of the day, I know there's a lot of hype right now around college football, and why not try to bring some of that hype to Madden 24? We've got a modder named JP Meningitis, and he made 2024 through 2027 draft classes, so that's 4 draft classes. But the cool thing about these draft classes is, yes, it's real players, but also they have real portraits. So when you draft these players into your franchise, they're actually going to have their real picture. And these are real people. So I really like this. He does credit Eli 2 Manningham for the base draft class, and then Pepe the Frog for the base portraits. And so I guess he kind of combined those aspects of it to give us a really cool mod that, I mean, this will add immense amounts of immersion to our franchises. So I definitely wanted to make sure I share this one with you. And man, the fact that we've got 4 years of draft classes with real players, I mean, you really can't beat that. So that's awesome. All right, y'all. And you know how we like to do things around here. We like to save some heat, some fire for last. We've talked about draft classes. We've talked about presentation, accessories, franchise mode, but we got to talk about the most important part of the game, and that is the gameplay. I've saved an awesome mod for you guys for last, and that is going to be the Madden 24 revamped gameplay mod by a modder named Snowballpudi. Now, he's been reaching out to me for a while to check this mod out. I wanted to make sure I took some time and did his due diligence so I was able to get a couple games in with this mod, and it's really a lot of fun, and it adds a new twist on Madden 24's gameplay. Let me talk about it for a little bit. So he says that this is a simulation mod, but it does bring some arcade aspects to the game, kind of like some of the older Maddens. So the biggest change with this gameplay mod is your superstar X Factor's ability are activated at all times. So teams that have superstars, they really shine through and they are very strong. Now, this mod is basically broken up into 3 sections, right? It's the revamped gameplay mod, it is the elite roster, and it's also the throwing trajectory mod. So let's go ahead and start with the gameplay mod. He's got an entire changelog of changes. It's like 73 lines, And so, you know, I will just read some of the highlights, but one of the biggest thing is he said he made man coverage much more viable. And I agree with him. One thing about this game is I always feel like my man coverage does nothing. So our defensive backs are going to be much more reactive to the pass. But with that being said, I don't know about you all, but I feel like on default Madden, if you just sneeze on a receiver, he basically drops the ball. But that's not an issue with this mod because he toned down how successful the defense is in knocking the ball out. One thing he added to this mod is just an overall increase of speed. So pass rushers are going to be quicker. You're going to be more agile with the ball. Quarterbacks are much more quicker running behind the line of scrimmage, but he did it in a way to respect simulation football and overall get much more realistic results from the game. And I've definitely noticed these things as I've been playing. I think one of my favorite changes that he made to the mod was he decreased the fumble penalty for running quarterbacks. I just felt like on default Madden, I was fumbling a ton with quarterbacks when I decided to take off out of the pocket. And another really cool change that he made as well is he increased the probability of CPU ball carriers doing special moves. So I really noticed that the CPU run game just looked much more flashy, and I really enjoyed that. There are some other small changes too that you might not have realized, and this also does go into the next part, which is basically the passing trajectory. And I wanted to kind of show this. This is actually a tough one to showcase, but you can see like the velocity on bullet passes and just passes in general are much quicker. So that makes it where the CPU can't really get some of those BS knockdowns where you feel like, I don't really know how he was able to jump and get that. I felt so much more confident throwing over the middle and throwing tough passes because I didn't have to really worry about them being intercepted as much. So like I said, the mod is broken up into 3 parts. You've got the gameplay mod, you've got the trajectory mod, and you've also got the roster. So now that superstars have their X factors activated at all times, he released a roster that has way more superstars in it so that more players can shine with this new ability. And it's just a very fresh, refreshing feel to the game. And I think one of my favorite things about this mod is that it's pretty modular. So if you just want the trajectory changes and you don't want any of the changes to gameplay, or maybe you're using a different gameplay mod, you can use just that. If you just want to use the roster with more X factors, you can just use that as well. Or maybe the only change that you want is the gameplay mods and you don't like the trajectory and passing velocity changes, and you can just use that with the roster. So my favorite thing about this mod is the flexibility that it gives you, and it's a really fresh take on Madden. I think if you try this out, you'll really enjoy it. All right, guys, and that's going to do it for today's modding showcase. Make sure you subscribe for more and hit the like button on your way out. I want to also let you all know I am working on a 2K modding showcase. That's taken a little bit longer than I planned just because 2K kind of like broke their modding for a little bit. But if you're interested in that, keep it locked to the channel. That'll be up in a few days. But other than that, I'll catch y'all on the next one. It's your boy Shady Mike. I'm signing out. Peace. Threes.